What's happening, Lex? Back today for another Brawl Stars video, and today we get to take a look at Bea 1v1 versus every brawler in Brawl Stars. Now, first off, let's take a look at Bea and her actual profile page, not just one that I photoshopped and, filled in some blanks with some stuff that I was guessing, but the real one. As you can see, Bea is an epic brawler. That is her rarity. She has 2-star powers. The first is available now, and the second will be coming soon. The one that is available right now is called Insta Beload. Now her second star power that is coming soon, and the star power that we're using for this entire video, is called Honeycoat. So, as you'll see in this video, what happens is, if somebody deals enough damage to her that it would normally kill her, she lives with 1 hit point left, and she gets a shield that lasts for about a half of a second. As soon as this shield drops, any damage, of course, will kill Bea unless she finds some cover or she gets you first. This mechanic has made the 1v1 with Bea versus all the other brawlers really crazy because it enables her to win a ton of the battles. So you'll see that here in just a second, but it is really, really good. What we've done with Bea is that we've landed 1 shot, so her first shot is going to be a supercharged shot, her second will be a normal, and her third will be supercharged again. So when there's an opportunity for one of the brawlers she's facing to utilize a star power that will help them against her, we use that, such as Rosa's star power. We place her in a bush and her and Bea duke it out. So we give every opportunity to all the brawlers to perform their very best. Now, of course, I can't cover every single scenario that is absolutely possible with every brawler and every interaction, but this will at least give you a good idea of how strong Bea is, and holy crap, is she strong. But she almost beats Bull at point blank range. But what happens when the 2 snipers meet off? Piper versus Bea. Who is the better sniper? We're gonna find out in this video. All right, now on with the 1v1s. Let's find out who straight up got their butt kicked by Bea regardless. Of course, all 3 throwers and Poco. Let's get a rip in the chat for Tick. 1 shot by Bea, 1 and done. That's the quickest 1v1 in the history of all of these. Just, sorry, Tick. Actually, you know what? I'm not sorry. I don't really like you. You're annoying, Tick. You deserve that one. So the next huge set of brawlers would have beat Bea, except for that Honeycoat star power. It enables her to fight back and give her a chance to win. Let's find out what happens with this big, huge bunch of brawlers.
Never forget. The hive never forgets. For the ecosystem. Sweet nectar. me honey. The hive never forgets. Be beautiful.
That is a big lump of brawlers that all died at the hands of basically Honeycoat, because had it not been for that star power, Bea would have lost. But it's a really, really good defensive star power, and I think it's going to be really good against longer range, high impact brawlers like Brock and Piper. Speaking of, Piper, of course she lost there. We tried to use an ambush. Also, we tried snappy sniping, and this is what happened. So yeah, same result. Piper goes down. Just that supercharged shot is just too much for Piper. It's just... Now, if Bea is using her other star power, then Piper wins. There you go. Now for the brawlers that do beat Bea, and some of them not by very much. First off, let's start off with the reigning champion of these 1v1s, the guy who smoked every single brawler. Well, Bull, meet Bea. 500 hit points left on Bull whenever Bea goes down. That's not a resounding victory. That's the worst we've ever seen Bull perform, except for against Daryl. So, yeah. Now, equally as big and intimidating as Bull is El Primo. How does El Primo fare against Bea? He wins again, but less than 1,000 hit points left. Bea is vicious. She stings, man. Speaking of stinging, it's got to hurt to have to face off against your former assistant, but that's what Rosa right here is going to have to do. Now, Bea was Rosa's assistant. Now they are at odds. Who is going to win? Former student or the master? Let's see. Now, Rosa would have won regardless. It would have been barely without that plant life star power. However, Rosa still would have beat Bea. Is that any way to treat your former employee, Rosa? Well, I guess in Brawl Stars it is. How about the brawler with the most hit points of any brawler in the game, Frank? How does Frank fare against the little deadly Bea?
Ecosystem.
8,400 damage. That's the amount of damage that Bea dealt to Frank. That is impressive. In a 1v1 battle, Bea, a small 3,300 hit point brawler, dealt 8,400 damage in that short amount of time. Wow. Bea is really good, and I think this isn't really showing her best side. You saw back there before whenever Primo, with 11 power-ups, was chasing me after the Terra duel, was able to take him down using that slow and backing off. Unlike Piper, Bea can deal max damage at any distance. So if you're just out of the range of somebody, even though you're decently close, you can still deal massive damage, and that's what she did to Frank right there. Now, this is probably the highest finishing we've ever seen by 8-Bit. and I'll explain it after we watch what happens. Now, certain brawlers that have delayed shots like Colt and 8-Bit and Pam do well against Bea and her shield, because the second that shield drops down, there's usually a stream of bullets still coming. It's not all in one shot that gets deflected. It only takes one little tiny bit of damage and Bea goes down. Watch how that works in Pam's favor here as she skyrockets up the charts to number 2. So then, who's number 1? There can only be one, and that is probably the strongest brawler in the game right now, Daryl. Let's see how Daryl fares against the tiny little Bea. I mean, it's Daryl's update. He's got his own pirate ship. Why shouldn't he be number 1? And he is. With 2,520 hit points left, he takes Bea down. Still a pretty impressive showing from Bea, dealing 4,200 damage to Daryl before she dies. Nevertheless, Daryl is the champion today. Bull all the way down at like number 7. That's like the first time we've ever seen Bull that low, and that's because of how Bea's mechanics work. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Bea 1v1 versus every brawler in the game, and she does mighty good. Now, there's still one brawler left. We didn't show Max at all in this video, and that's because I can't. But for the next sneak peek, let's find out how Max does against Bea, as well as every other brawler in the game. Stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and you'll get to see that as soon as I possibly can bring it to you. I will. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.